In this episode, we put a taco into a down tube, I get a brand new bike, we build it up, and I tell you all about it.
Yeah, brother.
I'm Alan, and I am a dark-skinned mountain biker out here having rad days on bikes, and I'm sharing my stories with you because I'm hoping that whoever you are and however you are, you'll be inspired to get out there and have rad days too. What's up, crew? Today is new bike day, and my bike is getting these parts on it. The frame is actually at the Path Bike Shop right now, and I'm taking these parts there, and we are actually doing the build today. You might have noticed we had ride wrap, so the first step is gonna be going down there and having Jesse put ride wrap on the bike, because I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna let him do it. Probably gonna take him a couple of hours. So a lot of these parts are used, and then I've got new parts at the Path Bike Shop where the frame actually is, and that's where we're gonna do the build. I am, of course, running about an hour late because I had a little bit of a hiccup where I couldn't find the cranks, and it turns out that the Path had actually done the job of packaging all the parts for the new build together, and I just failed to look inside the box. Yeah, so I am running about an hour late. Let's ignore the fact that I'm currently at a coffee house waiting for a cinnamon honey latte. Now, I'll admit that cinnamon honey latte is a little bit of luxury, but coffee is a necessity.
Sending. Yo, dude. Looks like I'm gonna be about an hour late. No surprise. See y'all soon.
Hey, it's Jesse.
Heyo.
What's Jesse?
What's that?
That's Jesse. He's gonna be wrapping the bike with ride wrap. These two are gonna come together and form a team. I won't bother you.
No, you're good.
I'll see you inside. I would like to sell you some ride wrap. We've been allowed into the secret Path Cave where very few are allowed to enter. And I'm gonna show you what the new bike is.
That's true unboxing. We didn't even take the packaging off.
So we're gonna unwrap this fully, but if it's not already clear, this is the Glory. This is gonna be my park bike, obviously, as well as my DH bike, because I mean, oh my God, it's a DH bike, okay? I'm gonna ride DH trails on it, but it's also gonna be my park bike. So again, first step, unwrap. And then Jesse's gonna be putting the ride wrap on here to keep this thing nice and shiny and clean, because I think we're gonna hold on to this bike for a while. Ooh, dang! I didn't know it was gonna be black. Oh, that's sick! Let's get a proper look at the frame now that it's unboxed. So yeah, I did order the shuttle armor from Ride Wrap, but the Glory already has a pretty badass down tube protection. So I don't think we're gonna need this. Wow, look at all the instructions.
There's a few pieces on here. Looks like 28 pieces on this one.
28 pieces. So in case you had any doubts, this is why I brought it to the professionals to do. That's so smart. So he's taken the entire roll with all the individual pieces on there. He's taped it up here just so that he has it laid out, hanging up, for him to pull the pieces off. So smart.
Basically on these, go some rubbing alcohol, give the frame like a complete wipe down with rubbing alcohol, make sure there's no oils or anything like that underneath the sticker. You practically install this thing underwater. So you spray down the actual sticker before taking it off the sheet, spray down your hands, and then spray down the frame and even the back side, the adhesive side, which is kind of counterintuitive to a lot of people, but works out great. Squeegee all the bubbles out and then she settles in. It's a really good product, and it actually is like self-healing. It's supposed to get rid of some of the bubbles, but I just prefer it to leave without any bubbles to start.
Sick. So I'm gonna let Jesse do his work. Should take him a couple of hours. I'm gonna go on a ride, but before I go on a ride, I'm gonna go over to the taco place around the corner, get some food, get fueled up, then I'll head over and ride. I think we're meeting up with Aaron from Trail Dogs today, so that should be pretty nice. It's such a gorgeous day today. I know it's cloudy outside, but the temperature is perfect riding weather.
Coffee drink are you gonna get?
Oh, coffee drink.
I'm already starting to think about.
Ran into Jeff. at the taco place. Jeff is a good buddy. You've probably seen him in a bunch of videos. He also works at the Path, but today is his day off. He's out walking Monkey. Monkey's deciding to poo in a very inconvenient spot.
You gotta go, you gotta go.
When you gotta go, you gotta go. We're gonna go get coffee and then I'm gonna head back to the shop. Thank you. All right, let's go ride some bikes. Aaron from Trail Dogs is here. Pew, pew, pew. Aaron needs to put a taco in his down tube.
Alright.
So those hard shell or soft shell?
This one's full. You know how Taco Bell does. Maybe this one goes up. Get in there, buddy.
I don't think this is.
I'm gonna be so bummed.
I don't think this is a good idea.
Hold on, this one fits for sure. I think this one's just gonna need a little help. Oh yeah, that's good.
There you go.
That's good. Good. You're gonna be a burrito pocket. We're good to go.
Can I have some of your tots?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. Is it here? Oh God. Oh shit! Yeah! Yoink!
Let's see, ladies and gentlemen.
The reveal.
Taco survived that. Oh no, it's gonna come out. Oh, it's all right. Just a little cheese in there.
God, dude.
Oh my gosh, I have so much freaking food in there. It's just a little bit. No big deal.
No big deal.
No big deal.
Oh, I almost stepped on your freaking food.
Taste test for you. Here we go. Like a 0.5 out of 10.
How's the rebound?
I think that's why I was riding so well, because this thing was just like
A little extra weight.
A little extra weight.
Right. Who
Yeah.
needs lead when you got a burrito?
Yeah, just stick a burrito in there.
So Aaron had to go feed some baby chickens, so I'm solo taco and burrito. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. I did ask Zach if he wanted anything, but apparently he had already smashed a bunch of flautas, so doubly solo. All right, so I'm back and Jesse has finished putting the ride wrap on. It looks gorgeous. You can't even really see it. So that means that we need to start the build. So Jesse, thank you so much. He's gonna pass it over. Yeah, brother. To Zach.
Good night, fellas.
See ya. All right, so if you don't know who Zach is, you've never been to the Path. Path is... Path?
Path.
Zach?
Path.
Zach is often in the front. He's the
Service manager.
He's the service manager. He's often writing up tickets. And I don't know. He's a service manager. If you know what that means, you know what that means. If you don't worry about it. Rad dude. He's the guy that's going to be building the Glory. He's done us the favor of laying out all the parts. I've got mostly the right parts. Mostly. Zach, what's the first thing we got to do?
First things first, we got to decide on some geometry settings on how we kind of want to proceed from there. We do have the adjustments that are built into this frame with the reach adjust headset that we can put in its neutral setting or a longer and shorter setting based off of the offset cups. We've got a bottom bracket height adjustment here for low, mid, and high position, currently in the neutral. And we also have a chainstay length adjustment if we want to run a shorter or longer chainstay.
Zach looked at the geometry charts for the Rain SX, which I really loved at the bike park, and we're gonna mostly match that on the Glory. So I'm gonna let Zach take over because he's gonna remember all the things.
So the reach numbers on the Glory frame we have in front of us, because this is only made in 3 sizes, we have small, medium, medium large, and large extra large, the reach numbers aren't identical to what comes on the Rain SX. The Rain SX that you're riding was a medium and had about a 452-ish reach. In the long position on the Glory in the small medium that we have here, it puts us at about a 449 reach. So that puts us really close in reach number overall to what we're looking for. The other item would be the chainstay length. Downhill bikes notoriously have longer chainstay lengths because they're designed to be raced and that type of thing. But because we're looking to make this thing into more of like a really fun park ripper, we're not necessarily looking to make it as like 100% stable as possible. We want to have some fun in it, so we're going to run it in the shorter chainstay length to make it a little bit snappier out of corners, that type of thing. The bottom bracket height we're going to kind of play with as we ride and see what suits the bike better for Alan's ride styles and kind of just go from there.
Zach, what he said. All right, so now that we have that general approach settled, we're gonna start building. And by we, I mean Zach. I'm just gonna be doing this.
Supervising.
Supervising.
That's a lot of it. That was really loud.
Are you sure it's straight?
The pros Teflon tape their bottom brackets.
There goes ASMR.
Yep.
spindle math.
If any of the math done was correct, this will fit. That actually fits.
I shouldn't be shooting from this angle.
Don't! Get out of...
Dangle.
Nice. Yeah! No! Oh. God amongst mortals.
This is so ASMR. See, this is what they don't show you. This is not sponsored, but I just wanted to give a shout out to Blue Eddy. That's what I've been using to power the lights and this camera. We've been running for quite a long time now, and I'm only at like 79%. It makes it so that I can plug in my rig and all this stuff without having to be tied to a wall or anything. It's what I use for camping, but turns out it's good for filming too.
Okay. There it goes. I think I should.
It's so Asmers.
this thing's probably gonna get a full bleed.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably lost enough fluid kind of sitting there in the box.
Mm-hmm.
Had to do one barehanded.
I knew that's where you were going.
You saw at the end.
Yeah. It's like he's doing it.
Oh my gosh, that sucks.
All right, crew, we are tired. It's late, so we are pretty close.
I'd say 95%, yeah. The bike is essentially a complete rolling chassis. It needs a little bit of fine tuning here and there. Some derailleur adjustment, some brake bedding in. I gotta finish bleeding the rear brake. But overall, the bike is essentially together.
Thanks a lot, Zach.
You got it.
And thanks, The Path Bike Shop. And Frickin' Giant. What? I'm getting ready to head down to Orange County. Today we are picking up the Giant Glory from The Path. There are a couple of things we didn't get to that night, and then there were a couple of other components that we were waiting on. This one has to have a say. So there's one component that I'm bringing that I may or may not need to bring. I've got these Crank Brothers Stamp 1. Like I said before in another video, these are my favorite pedals right now. I don't know, I really like the way they feel. I have the red ones on the Glory now, and I don't love how they look. I thought the red would match the red in the middle of the Glory frame, but it's a totally different red, so black pedals. You didn't think we were gonna skip coffee, did you?
I'm like,
You want it? Small cinnamon honey latte.
hi, yeah, no, the connection was.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alan. Hey, online order.
See ya.
Bye.
Cinnamon honey latte. It's kind of becoming my favorite. All right, now we can go. Hey, it's my buddy. Good. How are you?
Okay.
What did you say?
I think it's 41 pounds.
41 pounds.
38.
I would have
18 kilos.
18 kilos. Wait, how much is that?
I don't know, but it's a lot. Oh, wow.
Dang.
I was close with the 18 kilos.
17.46. Dang, that's lighter than I thought it was gonna be.
No.
All right, crew, I am taking off, and the next thing I need to do is tell you about all the components on this bike. All right, y'all, let's talk about the first DH bike that I've ever owned. This is the Giant Glory. Let's start with what Giant provided. They provided me with the frame set, which consists of a full carbon frame in this beautiful Legends paint job. Look at that, that's freaking amazing. It's all centered around this awesome Maestro suspension. The frame set also includes the shock and the fork. So I've got a Fox Factory DHX2 on the back and the Fox Factory 40 on the front. I actually had a little bit of trouble setting up the suspension initially, and I didn't know what was going on, so I took it to the Path Bike Shop, which is my favorite bike shop. They diagnosed it, and it turns out that apparently Fox may have put too much grease in the fork, and that meant that the positive and negative chambers, just the ports wouldn't allow them to equalize, so the fork felt terrible. They diagnosed it, they serviced it, and because that's how it came from Fox, they considered it a warranty job, so I paid $0 in order to have that done. Once that was done, I basically went back to factory settings. It was dialed from there. I think I've come down maybe 2 pounds of pressure in the front. Moving on from the suspension, let's talk about the wheels. We'll start from the inside. I've got Cushcore Pro in there. They do weigh a little bit more, but I've actually run the Pros on like my enduro bike, and I really like it. I like how Cushcore allows me to run a little bit lower pressure while still maintaining sidewall stability, and they do also protect the rims pretty well. This is a DH bike, and I'm gonna be just going to the bike park and shuttling with it, so I'm not too worried about the weight, although this bike overall ended up weighing a lot less than I thought it was gonna weigh. Our wheels, we've got Crank Brother Synthesis Carbon DH. These wheels, as well as the Giant TRX, the brand new TRX, have become like my 2 favorite wheel sets, but I have been working with Crank Brothers some. They're really cool people, so I like to support them. They helped me out with the wheel set on my Rain SX, and I've actually kept the front wheel from the SX here, and then this rear wheel is new as of this bike. Not new anymore because I've been riding it for a little while. What I like about the Synthesis is you get a higher spoke count in the back and a lower spoke count in the front. That means you have more strength and stability where you need it, and you have more compliance and flexibility where you need it. In the front, that really helps it track more through turns and over chunky stuff, and in the back, it's handling the big hits and just kind of giving you a nice platform to stand on top of. Moving out from the wheels are tires. I've got Minion DH-R2 on the back, DH casing, Max grip, and then of course a Maxxis Assegai in the front, also DH casing and Max grip. DH all the things. And we've got a SRAM X01 7-speed DH drivetrain with a 34-tooth chainring on the front. I don't know what to say about that other than for what I'm doing with this bike, it's a perfect fit. For the cranks, I've got 5 devs on there. I don't remember what the model is. I'll put it here. It's the new model. Now the 5 devs are more expensive, but the main thing I like about them is my ability to get different crank lengths. On my enduro bike, I'm running 160s. On this one, I'm running 155. I don't need to pedal this around much, and having more maneuverability with my legs and stuff is really nice. If you want to know more about crank length stuff, check the corner link and you can learn more about why I run shorter crank lengths. On the cranks, I've got my Crank Brothers Stamp 1 composites. These are my favorite pedals right now. I've used the super fancy ones and I like those, but I got a thing for composite pedals. I don't know what it is. I just like the way they feel. Moving on from the pedals, I've got a Ergon. I don't know what this is called, but it's like their DH park bike saddle. Clearly it's not for pedaling. I like the way it looks and it works great for a DH bike. For the brakes, I've got TRP DHR Evos. My braking style is more stabby or grabby. I don't do a lot of brake dragging, so I like that they offer a nice hard bite off the get-go, as well as a little bit of modulation. I've used SRAMs, I've used Shimano's, and I like them both in their own ways. I would say they're a little bit closer to Shimano because they have a stronger bite. I'm running 220 rotors in the front and back. I know, that's a lot of rotor, and some of you might think that's too much rotor for a guy who weighs 165 pounds fully kitted, but that's what I got, and so far I haven't found any downsides to having bigger rotors. You let me know if you have good reasons why I should run smaller rotors than I have been, but so far at the bike park, they've been great. Oh, something I forgot to say on the forks is I've got the ODI bump stoppers on there. The Fox bump stoppers, they work okay, but they do move around a little bit. I really like that the ODI bump stoppers just lock on there, and wherever you put them, that's where they're gonna stay. Also up there, I've got the Ascendant stem, which holds the bar on. I don't know what to say about it other than that. The bar that's on there though is the 1UP alloy bar. I've been using the 1UP bar across a couple of different bikes, and I've liked both the carbon and the alloy. I find them to be similar in their performance. Obviously the alloy one is going to be a little heavier, and for this bike I went with the alloy one because I know this is probably going to get beat up a little bit more, and also I'm not that worried about the weight. And in order to hold on to the bars, I have my favorite grips, the ODI long necks. The long necks work great whether you're wearing gloves or not, and sometimes I ride without gloves, so I'm really digging those. They also offer a little bit of damping action, so at least that's what I feel. I don't know, I like them. I've been running them for a while now. What else to say about this awesome bike? One very personalized thing about this frame is that I have this guard on here on the chainstay. Now my body's kind of beat up, and sometimes my foot will rotate in and my heel will rub on the bike's chainstay. I've done this across a number of bikes. A lot of the times my shoe gets beat up. It will rub paint off the chainstay. So Jesse at The Path, again, awesome tech, awesome bike shop, he saw what was going on with my chainstay, and he took the time and effort to put something on there to kind of protect against that. And so this is like a hard rubber thing on there, and so far this has been working pretty well. I should also mention that Jesse put the ride wrap on here. So yeah, I have ride wrap on this frame, and he spent several hours taking the time to just very meticulously put the ride wrap on there to keep this amazing Legends paint job looking fresh for a long time to come. I think I'm gonna be holding on to this bike for a while because it's an awesome DH bike, and I think I'm gonna get a lot of life out of it. The paint job is awesome, but whether you get this paint job or not, a Glory frame is gonna come with a bunch of adjustability. You can make adjustments on the chainstay, you can adjust the bottom bracket height, which also adjusts the head tube angle, and then you can also adjust the reach. So I'm running the chainstay in the short configuration. The flip chip here for the bottom bracket and head tube angle is in the mid position, and the reach is set in the longer position. I may change that in the future. So far I've been pretty happy with this. I thought I was gonna have to suffer on the jumps because it's a DH bike, and a lot of people say that DH bikes tend to make you work more on the jump lines. It has been a little bit more work than the SX was, but it hasn't been a ton of work. And once I got the suspension dialed a bit more, I was able to flow all the jump lines, pop all the jumps, and it's been feeling really good. So yeah, I'm stoked on this bike, and I'm sure I've missed stuff. So if you have any suggestions on what upgrades you think I should get, let me know in the comments. And if I've missed anything, again, let me know about that in the comments. All right, so I hope you've dug coming along on this journey with me, working with Giant to get this amazing DH bike, working with The Path to get it built up and looking amazing, and then riding it and having a good time on it. So yeah, hope you dug it. Until next time. Have a rad day.